Hi, I'm Rob, and in this Gems of War video, I'm going to give you my opinion on what I think is the worst and best value things you can buy for real money in the game. Now, obviously, this will vary from person to person, so opinions will differ. After all, if you're a newer player to the game or just don't play it very much, then you're not going to see these things as very good value. If this is the only game you play, and maybe other people might spend, £500 a year on different games, a whole bunch of different games, but maybe this is the only game you play, you love it that much, you might pile all that kind of money into this game, so you see everything as good value. Each to their own, whether you spend thousands on this or not a penny, no judgment made, entirely your choice. This is just literally my opinion. Let me know what you think in the comments on the different values of each thing. But I'm going to start off with what I think is absolutely the worst value thing in the game, and it is these flipping shrines. Wow, I see these as a genuine rip-off. I don't see it as good at all. I know some people do actually buy them though. They pay money to empty them out. So again, each to their own. The thing is, as a early player to the game, I remember buying gem packs, which I would not see as good value now. And the trouble is, as a early player, when you're not getting very many gems because you're not in the right guild, you're still learning how to play the game, things like that, you'll see that as good value, as you won't see it as value later on. So maybe this is one of those things. I don't know. Anyway, what happens is the Shrine of Cunning fills up with gold by playing the game. The Shrine of Treachery fills up with souls as you play the game, and then you can pay real money to empty these things out and gain 2 major orbs of chaos at the same time. The trouble is with the major orbs of chaos, they may be not the type of orb that you want, so you may pay that much money for a little bit of gold, really, and some souls. And I say a little bit of gold because 100,000 gold. I showed some gold farming teams a week or two ago, and you can get that much gold in about half an hour or less in the game with my teams that I showed, and it's really easy to do. But one thing I want to make clear on this game is that a lot of people say it's pay to win, but it's not. It's pay to do things faster or pay to speed. It's literally pay to do things faster. If you want that gold right away, rather than spend half an hour getting that in a gold farming team, you can pay £6.49 or the equivalent in your territory and get it absolutely straight away. And it's the same for all these things in the game. They're not really pay to win, they're pay to do things faster. A example could be, for example, in a Call of Duty game. You could pay money game, hypothetically, this is not a real thing. Say there was something for £20 you could buy, and it was a gun or a rifle which could shoot someone automatically from like anywhere up to 500 yards away, say. That's going to give you a major advantage in the game, and say the only way to get it is to spend real money. You can't get that gun any other way. That is pay to win. This is not like that. Everything you can achieve in the game by paying money for, you will get in the game eventually anyway. It will just take longer to get it. That is just literally how the game works. Right, let's go into the shop. Now, these gem packs are actually quite interesting because as a newer player with hardly getting any gems a day at all, because I was in a guild, I made a mistake. I didn't understand the game many years ago. A friend of mine introduced me to it, and he said, join my guild. I did that. It was just me and him in his guild for like literally a few years. I didn't play very often then. I was just on and off, maybe 20 minutes a day, something like that. And I didn't realise the importance of being in a busy guild with lots of different people. So I was getting hardly any gems at all. So just a handful a day sort of thing. So I actually remember buying this daily gems pack here, 15 gems a day, because it seemed like, for me, really good value. 255 gems for me seemed like quite a lot. And that's £4. It's pretty decent value. I thought I'll do that. And I preferred that one over something like this. This chalice of gems here was £17.99, and you get 648 gems. But you may notice that 4 lots of £4.49 is pretty much the same money, all but a few pence. And you may think, okay, I'm getting more gems from this, because if I buy this 4 times, I'm getting over 1,000 gems compared to 648 from this one. But it's the way they're delivered to you which is different. This one here, you get 648 gems in one go. Bang! You can do what you want with them absolutely straight away. This one here, I actually made a mistake as that newer player. I bought 4 lots of these because I wanted to upgrade a pet, I think it was. And I thought I was going to get like 60 gems a day. I bought this 4 times. I thought that would effectively stack and give me 4 lots of 15 gems a day for 15 days. It didn't work out like that. I was still getting 15 gems a day, but it took me 2 months to acquire all those gems. So it did help me, but it didn't help me in the way that I wanted it to, because I didn't get the gems a day that I thought I was. This you have to spend more money to get gems all at once. This is less gems in total for the same kind of money, but you do get them all at once. Again, it's all to do with doing things quicker on this game. It's not about paying to win, it's paying to speed and paying to do things quicker. And again, the more money you spend, the more gems you'll get. If you're the sort of person that doesn't like to even pay $39.99 for a new game or something like that, then that is going to be a ludicrous amount of money to you to spend for some gems. If you're absolutely loaded and just money to you is no object, then you can do that on a regular basis and not think twice and consider it good value considering what you can do with them in the game. It's all relative to our money situation, I suppose, on these kind of ones, but all around I don't think they're great value. As a general rule, you are going to pick up gems if you're in a good guild on a regular basis, and it is all about just doing things quicker. Next up, we have daily loot, and the daily gems is the same one as the previous one. This daily loot I don't think is very good at all. $15.99. You're going to end up with let's let it roll round again. See, 20,000 gold every day is not a lot. You can end up with 350,000 gold total, an Orpheus medal, some souls and some treasure maps. That amount of gold you can get in not much more than an hour using the team I showed in my gold getting team. So $15.99, is that worth your time for an hour to get that much gold? If not, if you think actually I'd rather just do that, then yeah, you can get some gold quite quickly, but I don't think that's very good value, that one. Now these ones I think are really bad as well. 40 quid for a troop which doesn't get used very much anymore. The silent one silences all enemies and himself. This is just an example because this will vary each month depending upon what kingdom we're in. But again, it's going to be a legendary troop, and most of the time they're going to be nothing that special anymore. There's some such good troops we get given now for free, like Chalcedony, and there's Rowan teams. Really good teams you can make with just basic troops you can pick up easily. You do get things like pets with these as well, which is okay, and pet food and a little bit of gold. But are they worth 40 quid? Never in a million years to me. I think these are pretty atrocious value for that much money. And again, you get other ones as well, which with different troops. Get a Medal of Anu this time, 5 VIP keys. Don't be fooled by that VIP thing in front of it. Just because it says VIP, it doesn't mean to say you're guaranteed anything good. It could be absolute jank at the same time. And obviously the event keys means you have to spend it using the event keys, which means you're only going to get troops from that kingdom, or whatever kingdom you're in at the time of spending them anyway. So again, poor value. I don't think these are good at all. $28.99 for just a bunch of Traitstones and some souls. Good. Depends upon how desperate you are. Again, it's all about time. It's swapping money for time, basically. If you need particular Traitstones, you can go into the kingdom that has the Traitstone you want. Keep on doing explores in there, and you're going to randomly pick up those Traitstones slowly but surely. It can take several hours sometimes, depending upon how many you need and how lucky you are. So again, it's all about swapping money for time, and is it worth it to you or not? Other things here, like this Pox hair. Not particularly a fantastic troop, but again, this sort of thing will vary month to month because it will change kingdom to kingdom. But again, that much money for that I don't think's worth it. What is worth it sometimes, I think, is maybe the weapon we have over here. It's normally this sort of money, $3.99. This particular weapon I wouldn't spend money on, but if it's a particularly good weapon, it's a bit of a game changer weapon, then, you know, say it's a life and death or a rope dart or something, and you can do a lot with that and it's going to be months or something before it comes around in the Soul Forge, then yeah, it can be worth it because it's going to increase your enjoyment in the game. It's going to give you all sorts of different options you can do regarding teams. Again, not talking about this one, I'm talking about if it was a life and death or a rope dart or something really good like that, then can be worth it because you're going to be able to do so much more. Next up we have warbands. Now these are actually okay. Like, I wouldn't say you know, spending the money on these to get war coins is okay, but I'm saying the war bands are okay. I've bought all the war bands because basically you get a team which you can basically delete, but it does give you an extra team slot, which is really convenient because it's pretty annoying with those limited team slots at the beginning, having to keep on overwrite your teams with another one just because you've run out of slots. So buying the war bands actually gives you an extra team slot at the same time. So it's certainly worthwhile for that on the convenience side of things. But there's no need to actually buy this. It's only £7.39. It is quite cheap, I suppose, but you're effectively paying that money for extra team slots, which basically you can pick up anyway. You do get war coins in various events. And I got all the war bands without having to spend any money at all, so they will come to you eventually. So, not great value either, but if you're desperate for team slots, you could maybe do it that way. Specials. Typhoon of keys. Over 450 keys to boost your collection. But gold keys come willy-nilly in the game. Glory keys come aplenty. And if you're in a half-decent guild, you'll be getting gem keys and event keys by the bucket load anyway. And again, those 15 VIP keys, just because it says VIP in front of it and it looks all shiny and new and sparkly and stuff, doesn't mean to say that it's going to give you decent rewards. You could still get an absolute pile of jank out of that. And for $53.99, it is atrocious value, I think, and one of the worst things in the game. How they say that is worth 135 Great British pounds in this instance ordinarily is a bit of a miracle, but I suppose they can put any value on it they want. Now these armor bundles. Now I think these are slightly misleading because a normal perception would be to think that the most expensive one is the best. And the Shadow Bundle is the most expensive one here you can buy with real money. You've got the Shadow Bundle, Ebon Bundle, the Deathknight Bundle, and the Obsidian Bundle. Going back to the most expensive one, the Shadow Bundle, $36.99 in the UK. This gives you a not very much amount of keys, some souls, and a largely insignificant amount of gold. But the Shadow Armor does give you plus 50% gold, plus 75% souls, and plus 25% XP from each and every game you play in. So you'd probably think that must be the best one for $36.99, but it's not. Next down the line, we have Ebon Bundle, $21.99. Again, an insignificant amount of pretty much everything, and this gives you plus 75% gold, plus 50% souls, and no extra XP. The best armor you can buy in the game is undoubtedly the Deathknight Bundle. This was originally around about £40–45 and was deemed pretty decent then, but now it's just $15.99, and this is simply the best armor you can get in the game. You get some war coins, you get some souls, and a little bit of gold. But the beauty about this thing is you get 100% gold, 100% souls, and 100% XP, which is miles better than the far more expensive Shadow Bundle. So that's why I say it's a little bit misleading, because the extra bits you get with that are not worth the extra money. And that Deathknight Armor is just miles better on what it gives you on each and every battle. There are some extra things here. A Dwarf Avatar Bundle. You don't get a lot for this, you just get a different look. If you want to look a little bit different, you can do that. It's just a little bit of a token of appreciation towards the devs maybe, and they give you some gold, some gems, and some souls on top. And that's the Dwarf male one. And if you want to look like a bunny with myxomatosis with red eyes and bunny ears, and you can get that one, 100 gems, same deal as before, but you look like that instead. It's just like all you get for that. It's just not a lot, but as I say, it's more like a token of appreciation towards the devs on that one. Like to say, I like your game, have a little bit of cash. It is, after all, free to play. Have some money for your efforts. Obsidian Armor is the cheapest, £3.69. And you get some, again, a really insignificant amount of gold keys, gem keys, and so on. And here you get no extra gold, 25% souls, and 50% extra XP. The thing with this one is, I suppose, if you're new to the game and you want to dip your toes in and just test it out a little bit, you're not willing to put a lot of money in yet, but you want to see what effect this kind of armor has on your game, you can just chuck in a little bit amount of money like that and see how it does. Now onto the guild shop. Now this is quite interesting, this one, because you can actually go about this in a different kind of way. You get gem gifts here to give away to your guild mates, and you also pick up a Orb of Clans with the lower level one, and it gets progressively better. You get more stuff, more to give away, and more in general as you spend more money, which is exactly the way you would expect it. But on the Guild Elite one, you can actually do quite an interesting thing to make it better value. You get pet gnome bait, you get 500 gems in your pocket straight away, and 4 lots of Orber clans, and 15 times 25 gem gifts to give away. The trick with this is, if you can convince either a bunch of other people in your guild to do the same thing and return the favour to you, you can end up with more gems. Now, this doesn't have to be 15 more people. You can actually just do this as one other person. One other person is willing to buy this at the same time. You give them all of those gem gifts. They give all of their gem gifts back to you, and you both end up with 875 gems that way, which is actually considerably better value than the $17.99 standard shop offer, where you get 600 and something gems, I think it is. And yeah, whether that is good value or not depends upon your player level and how desperately and how easily you acquire gems. To me, this is a bad value at the moment because I pick up 875 gems in a few days in the game, or less, depending upon what is going on regarding events and what vault keys I've got left behind and things like that. But if you're a newer player to the game and you don't have access to all that stuff easily, then 500 gems is going to seem like an awful lot to you, and potentially pretty decent value at $17.99, so it does depend on that. Next up, we have the offers. Daily deal, there's nothing to do with money there, but you do get the monthly offer of the Ring of Wonder. For this, you get a plus 50% gold, plus 50% souls, and plus 50% XP. This would stack on top of anything else like you already have, like the Deathknight Armor, for example. So it all does add up at the same time, and you also get 200 gems, 400,000 gold, 20 gem keys, and 2,000 glory. Obviously, the glory in the gem keys is not a lot, and the gold you could get in 1 or 2 hours, in a couple of hours, using my gold farming team easily under a couple of hours. So again, it's all about the time. Are you willing to swap some money for time? This is what paying for stuff in this game is basically all about. As I said before, it's not pay to win, it's pay to do things faster. I call it the pay for speed. It's literally pay some money, you get more gold, you get more gems, you get to do things quicker. Nothing you are obtaining in the game is unobtainable by somebody else that doesn't pay money to do it. You're just able to do it that little bit quicker. And by having the Ring of Wonder, you'll be able to gain more gold, more souls, more XP in all battles for 28 days. Therefore, you're going to go up levels quicker. You're going to get more resources just that bit quicker at the same time. Whether that's worth it for you or not, it depends upon how often you can play the game. If you can play the game for many hours a day, then obviously you can get terrific value out of that. If you only come along and play it for like 20 minutes a day, on and off, 3 times a week, absolutely do not bother, because it's in all battles for 28 days. So yeah, absolutely not. I don't think it's great anyway, to be honest. I suppose it can make a difference. It's all about doing things faster again. Like I said before, if you're desperate to do things quicker, then it could be good value to you. But all in all, I don't think it's that great. These two here, I can't see the price on this one. It's going to take me to the shop and I can't see what it is, but it's Growth Pack 1 and it's saying $26.99. Let me go back to that again. I literally can't see what it is. Oh, it's literally that stuff there. Also earn 350 bonus gems. So 350 bonus gems, a legendary troop, 200 gems at the end, some gold, 100 gems in the middle. As you progress through the levels, so if you're above level 50, you'll get all that stuff in one go. But bad value. Growth Pack 2, I've already bought this. I've done this as a newer player to the game, just because I wanted a mythic troop many years ago. But is it worth 40 quid? The trouble is, you see it as worth it at the time, but as you progress through the game and as you get more experienced, it becomes worse value because you start getting mythics a lot more often, if you know what I mean. Like now, I see this as really bad value. At the time, I saw it as well worth 40 quid because I wanted to see how excited it was to get a mythic, and I think I got a war, so I wasn't that excited when I got it. It's like not particularly fantastic troop. He's okay, but not that usable in a wide variety of teams. So yeah, not great. And you get these ones here, Path to Glory and Path to Glory 2. Again, more resources to do things in the game, just for a smaller and greater amount of money. All this one here is a load of Traitstones, and you can farm the Traitstones you want by going to the kingdom, which has that Traitstone on it, and then just making sure you keep on exploring that kingdom until you get the Traitstones you need. Again, these power ones are similar to the other ones. Again, a bug in the game, can't actually see what price they are, but generally not worth it, and overall pretty poor value. Next up, I'm going to include something which doesn't actually apply to all formats. That is the dungeon offer. Do you believe that on a Sunday, where on the PlayStation we get 150 diamonds in this daily deal on the left hand side, and on the PlayStation we can basically buy this for 150 gems, which is well worth it. That's a really good swap. Swapping 150 gems for 150 diamonds is a hell of a good deal, and I do that literally every single Sunday. But I do believe that on Xbox, I have no idea if it's like this on the PC or not. I do believe you have to pay $4.99 on the Xbox. So I don't know, I've never actually had to buy diamonds before, so I can't really say if I think that's a good value or not to get 150 diamonds. But it's there. Let me know in the comments if you buy that or not. Alright, so that is all the stuff that is mediocre value to quasi semi decent maybe. And now let's go over the top 3 things which I think are actually worth buying in the game. First up is one that's not here all the time, and it is the first paid for Kingdom Pass. But even this is going to vary from Kingdom Pass to Kingdom Pass. If it's got a pet in it which is a new pet and is not one that we've already got like this time around, then it's normally worth buying. But I'm not buying it this time around because the devs have been a bit lazy. They've chucked in Minfurnus, and it's a pet which we've already got. One of the main draws to this first paid for Kingdom Pass is to get a new pet and get up to level 20, which you will do by the time you get to the end of the Kingdom Pass and have a new pet on level 20. Because pets are a long thing in this game. They take a long time to get or cost a lot of gems to do. So to be able to get a new pet onto level 20 straight away for £6.49, which is what the paid for pass costs at the first level, then that's worth it for me probably on its own. And the fact you get a lot of other stuff as well. You get this legendary troop here. Get books of deeds, which are cool. You get another weapon there. Not weapon, troop. Ace of wands. Various stuff as you go along. Extras of these troops. You're going to be able to get that leveled up at the same time. More imperial deeds, which are always nice. Need them constantly. Vault keys, gems, another weapon. So you get a lot of stuff for £6.49. Again, this is all stuff you'll get in the game eventually. You're paying the money to get it now and just do things quicker. And obviously you get all that stuff as well as all the stuff on the other side at the same time. So basically, the long and the short of it is, if it's a pet which is already here, this is medium value. The other stuff is still not bad, but I'm just not buying it just out of protest really, and the fact that this is already a pet I've got, and I think that's a bit lazy from the devs. But if it was a new pet which we didn't already have, and you can get that up to level 20 by getting to the end of the Kingdom Pass, then I think it's really good value and deserves its 3rd place in my list. So now what I consider to be the second best value thing in the game you can buy with real money, and it is the campaign pass. It is the first paid for pass, not the second one. That is atrocious value. But we'll just go over the first paid for pass first. The top level is all the stuff you get for free, and it is fairly low level stuff, although there is some okay things. A book of deeds there is not too shabby at all, but most of the way it is low level stuff. Now the good thing about the paid for pass is it's the length of the campaign, so it's a 10-week thing, so you get 10 weeks of continuous extra stuff here, and it's I think £8.99 a month it costs me, which is under £1 a week. So that is really good. And the cool thing is you get lots of actually good stuff in this, which is worthwhile having. Book of deeds there. Very good indeed. Extra pets. Sometimes they're cosmetic, like that Drool Goth one. New weapon. Totally worth having. Another book of deeds. Gem keys. Event keys. Glory keys. Portrait. Don't really care about that. Cursed walnuts. Really good. But ultimately, at the end, you get another legendary troop there, look, really good. And ultimately, you get a mythic at the end as well. At the end of the 10 weeks, you will pick up, this is actually before the end of the 10 weeks, because you get a orb of power on this one as well. You get more cursed walnuts, VIP keys, dragonite, orb of power. But the key for me for this is getting a mythic every single time. This is worth it for me on its own. Lets me show you these troops early and things like that, which is beneficial to me. And basically, I just love the fact you get a new mythic. It's for $8.99. You get all the other stuff as well. Obviously, you're going to get this eventually in the chests. Same as I explained earlier. This is pay to do things faster. It's not pay to win. Everything you do in this game, you're going to get eventually anyway. There's nothing you can do by paying money which you're not going to get in time with this game. It's just nice to pick up these things earlier. So if you want to get things early, you can pay money to do so. And that's what these paid for campaigns are all about. But that is the first one. The second level is absolutely atrocious value. It's absolutely diabolical. You get more stars, a major orb of wisdom, and a major orb of clans. And is that really it? And it's blanked out there, but I think it's something like $12.99. You get some more stars. It's like, wow. That's one of those things where I think it's designed to be bad value on purpose to make this first level look really good, which it does, because it is really good anyway. I forget what the marketing term for that is, but it was a strategy where people do overprice something else to make something else look better value. But I really like this first paid for pass. I think it's really good value. Mythic troops, legendary troops, more weapons, Dragonite, all sorts of stuff. Very good indeed. So that brings us to our number one. What is the best value thing you can buy for in the game with real money? I don't think it's going to be a shock to anyone that knows about the game, but it is 100% absolutely Deathknight Bundle. So Deathknight Armor, it's been reduced. It was probably good value for $39.99 or $44.99, whatever it was when it first came out, especially if you're in this game in the long run sort of thing. If you're going to be playing it for years, this is going to make a massive difference to your game. 100% gold, 100% souls, 100% XP for every single game you play in. You're not only going to go up levels faster, you're going to be able to upgrade your troops faster because you're getting more souls. You're going to be able to do more things in the game quicker because of all that extra gold you're getting. And it's been reduced to just $15.99. It happened several months ago now. I think it happened in all territories. So it's absolutely superb value now. If you're in this game for the long haul, don't think twice. If you can afford it. If you've spent 20 quid on other games and have played them for like a few hours and gone, nah, forgot about it, then considering how many hours you're going to put into this game probably, then it's really good value and you're going to just aid your progression in a massive way. And is easily the best thing you can buy in the game with real money. Deathknight Armor. So go get it if you enjoy the game. You can be playing a long time. It's money well spent. But there it is. There's my video on what I think is the worst and best value things to buy in Gems of War with real money. Let me know what you think in the comments, because obviously each opinion will vary upon person to person, because as I said earlier, as a newer player, I saw those gem packs as really good value at the time, because what I could do with them was really important and it benefited me greatly at the time. But because I get gems easier now, I see them as bad value. So it will vary upon what level you are in the game. So let me know what you think in the comments. Anyway, thanks for watching this video. If you found it useful or helpful or anything like that, then be sure to hit the like and subscribe button. It really does help. But thanks for watching, and I'll catch you again next time. Bye for now.